Hi everybody, I hope you're having a great day. In this video, I'm going to be covering Mikhail Rasputin. He made his first appearance in Uncanny X-Men, issue number 285, that was released in February 1992. His complete name is Mikhail Nikolaievitch Rasputin, and he's the relatively unknown mutant older brother to Colossus, standing 6 feet 5 inches tall and weighing 255 pounds, also having blue eyes and long black hair. Now, while Mikhail is not anywhere close to being as strong and durable as his brother, he is a very powerful alpha-level mutant, having the ability to manipulate matter on a subatomic level, as well as warp various forms of energy to varying degrees. This allows him to direct powerful energy blasts, teleport through space and sometimes through dimensions, as well as warp reality in a manner that allows him to control other people's energy-based powers, one example being him turning Iceman completely solid. Now, during one fateful spaceflight as a Soviet cosmonaut, Mikhail and his fellow crew members accidentally entered another dimension. He was the only crew member to survive being pulled through this dimensional rift, and the locals from where he arrived took him in as one of their own, even accepting him falling in love with and marrying a princess. However, his new father-in-law's politics ended up eventually pulling him into a civil war. But during this fighting, the rift was reopened, and only Mikhail's powers could be used to close it. He did it, but unfortunately the feedback from this killed hundreds of his own people, including his new wife. Mikhail's grief would drive him into exile in the desert, where he would stay until one day Colossus and the X-Men would come to rescue him, safely reopening and then sealing the rift behind them. But Mikhail never adjusted to being back, eventually driving himself crazy, observing manifestations of his dead companions. He would eventually leave the X-Mansion and flee into the Morlock tunnels, where he would become a leader among them and at times be opposed to his former friends, the X-Men. And one day during a battle with the X-Men, he would seemingly collapse and flood the Morlocks' home, with the X-Men believing that all of them drowned to death. But what we learned later is that Mikhail had actually opened a new dimensional rift to a world called the Hill, and while there he would form a new generation of Morlocks called the Gene Nation, a villainous group that was intended to return to our dimension and wreak havoc. And if there was any doubt about Mikhail's villainous intent, that would be cleared up after we learned that he kidnapped Storm and tried to force her to be his wife, with her only being released and returned to Earth after her threatening to use her massive power to take him out. And that's not even considering his manipulations causing his sister Illyana, aka Magik, to unintentionally succumb to the legacy virus. Mikhail's powers would continue to increase as he embarked on further shenanigans with the Dark Beast. It would later be revealed that some of his insane behavior stemmed from a green, ugly energy that emerged from his body, which was actually a malevolent energy creature that he and his brother fought off and escaped from. Mikhail would go on to help the X-Men defeat Apocalypse and his Horsemen, and he'd even eventually banish himself to another dimension to help save his brother from the powers of Mister Sinister. Although Mikhail would not quite be done with his troublemaking ways. Now, due to his powers and abilities, and his influence on the Marvel Universe, for my 1 to 10 rating, I'll give Mikhail Rasputin a rating of 7, which is a master rating. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. I'll talk to you next time. Be sure to like, subscribe, and join the new Sage.